Look at this guy's face. He looks a bit sinister. He's on some kind of elevator. But if I move the frames forward, it seems maybe I was wrong. Maybe he's being hanged by that rope. A soldier hanged for war crimes. What a sad scene. Our lives are mostly like this, that if we look at them from our perspective with honest, open eyes, the world is unequivocally sinister and broken, both in our personal sphere, not to mention if we look out at the broad world. And if there is an upper force calling the shots, then it is indeed cruel. What if there was an inner change so profound that it touched all of reality and could alter my perception of my immediate surroundings and those that are the most distant to such an extent that I discover myself and all the people in the world not suffering, but actually enjoying themselves. Now, if we return to our movie reel, we see that, he's actually not being hanged. He's just enraptured by the song of a beautiful girl. Moving the frames forward leads to a state of good that I didn't see coming. Now, of course, had I known that this good was coming, it would have altered my whole experience of the previous frames. And even if those previous frames had been legitimately bad, knowing that they were about to change, that itself would change my experience in the present moment. And we in our lives are currently in a misperception of what these frames are that are coming to us, meaning our whole perception of reality, and what they're leading to. We have no idea what's really going to come in the next moment, day, week, really anything could happen. Now this is disturbing. Some robber is approaching, running up menacingly. Look how scary it is. Now what if we pause the movie here for a while? Because this is analogous to the state that we're all in on a daily basis, where we don't perceive much change. Even though we're going through a lot of changes, we don't feel them. We seem to be stuck in a rut. The same thing happens every day. It doesn't have to be this way. The problem is that we exist below the speed of light. A great Kabbalist, actually from the 1100s, already said that our world exists below the speed of light. And the physicists of the 20th century finally understood that if we were above the speed of light, time would be experienced differently or disappear altogether. They just don't know how this principle could clothe into our lives and become immediately relevant, unless we're talking about a flying spacecraft. Now here's the twist. Light isn't just photons. It's everything in our perception, all of which is operated by the upper light, funneling everything into an ultimate goal, a good goal, a beautiful goal, only at a snail's pace of planetary movements and other such forces which drive it forward. This is called living below the speed of light, meaning below that pace at which the upper light is moving us towards that good, beautiful future we're heading towards. Below the speed of light, we don't feel ourselves pleasantly moving through some masterfully designed exotic ride towards a wonderful future, but rather in a daily grind inevitably leading to the cemetery. The frames in our movie are moving so slow that we don't perceive any changes at all, like watching grass grow or the changes in rock formations over billions of years. That's life in our world compared to what it could be if we could go above the speed of light. Now, if we go back a few frames in the movie, we see that getting a ride with this cool, handsome guy is something highly desirable, and that the girl is actually crying because she doesn't get to go for the ride. Having that foreknowledge would have totally changed my perception of the scene. And this is the way our life is, that we're truly with blinders on, not knowing what led us here, why we're here, where we're going. Just this understanding that a person gains through the wisdom of Kabbalah changes everything emotionally, intellectually, in every way. And that's just about the past, but transcending the speed of light, I transcend space-time. I get the whole sequence that led me here and everywhere that we're going. I get this metadata of reality the same way that the director of this movie helpfully provided these little narrative inserts. So how do we do it? How do we go above the speed of light? Well, I need to just once go faster towards the goal of creation than the light is already leading me to it. And this is something that I've never done before. The wisdom of Kabbalah lays out all of the stages that a person must go through and allows him, through his free choice, to start yearning towards those states. Every time he listens to a video or opens a book, he's starting bit by bit to develop this yearning. And when this yearning becomes sufficient, by subtle inner movements towards the goal of creation, the person transcends the speed of light without needing any spaceship and starts to feel all of the goodness, the light coming from that end state at the final end of the thought of creation.